everyone, Regina here on day 30 of my 90-day blogging series, and I was just thinking about my my motorcycle journey, my motorcycle learning journey from I started, I would say maybe almost a year ago, and I still have my small bike. I have a 2000 Honda VTR 250, and here in New Zealand, they're a bit stricter here than they are in the States. So you have to start out, before last October in 2012, you couldn't ride more than a 250cc bike, and now they've changed the rules a bit. Um, but I'm still keeping my 250 until I get my full license in maybe next year, I think. So the whole motorcycle process, licensing process, has three steps, and that is, you get your learners, um, and then you can get your learner's license after doing a 3-hour course, just an instructional course when you're actually on a bike. And the test that you take for the learners is the written exam. And then the second part is your restricted license, which is when you can get 6 months after your learner's license. And I'm on my restricted license. And then between your restricted license and your full license, you have 18 months to practice. And the only real difference between your restricted license and your learner's license is that you can take the L plate off. So, which is pretty cool. And I still love my bike. I'm not, I don't really get to practice as much, so, or go riding as much now. So, especially since we're just getting out of winter, so I'm okay with waiting the probationary period until my full license. But now I was just remembering the first few times that I went out riding. Mike used to take me out, and a lot of the roads here in New Zealand are quite, I would like to say it's one of the best places to ride, but I don't even know. But the roads are really beautiful, and you get some nice backcountry roads that you can ride for hours. And Mike used to take me around just some local areas here. We'd go out for a couple of hours and come back, and there were a couple of moments where I remember, I guess the first one in particular, just going through, where were we going through? Macra and into Johnsonville, and there was one particular road going down the hill, and I kind of judged the corner a bit wrong, and it was a bit tighter than I thought it was, and I kind of ended up on the side of the road. And little did I know that on the other side of the road, which is the wrong side of the road here, is on the right side. So I was on the right side of the road trying to get back in, and I didn't know that there was a cliff on the other side, which is good because I was slightly freaking out. And there's one thing that I remember: I always hear Mike's voice in my head when teaching me all these lessons, and he's saying, well, once you get around the corner, if you're going too fast, or the last thing that you want to do is brake, because when you brake when you're going around a corner or a curve, your bike ends up going straight. So what you really want to do is open up the throttle so that to give you the momentum to pull you through the corner. And so just last minute, when I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna die, and of course I see a car coming towards me leaning down the hill, I opened up the throttle, and sure enough, it pulled me around the corner. And another time, we were going over the hills to Mike's dad's house, and it was a similar situation, but there were some rails on the side, and I kind of misjudged the curve, and it came a bit tight coming down the hill. And yeah, um, I pulled myself through by opening up the throttle, giving myself a bit of momentum. And yeah, and I'm at the point now where I feel a lot more comfortable. I mean, you have your bad days and your good days, but I think one important thing is to remember is to, when you're learning something, you always want to practice, practice, practice. And I think that the best thing that's happened to me as far as my writing career is that I started bucket racing. We go to a track about 45 minutes north of here. And buckets here are just, little, well, 150cc bikes that we ride around the go-kart track every now and then. And yeah, they're just, it's a really cheap sport to play, but, or to be a part of. But I think the reason why it helps me a lot was because it really gave me a lot of confidence to be able to handle my bike, even my road bike in general. So, you're just kind of, because they're smaller bikes and because you're in a controlled environment in a small, on a small track, um, you're actually a lot safer because you don't have cars coming towards you, and there's no light poles to run into, and if you end up crashing, you're in the grass. There's nothing really. I mean, it's obviously a dangerous sport. Motorbiking is a very dangerous sport, but I definitely feel safer on the track. Um, and the reason why I think it's one of the best things that happened to me is because it gave me the chance to practice. It's just like anything that you learn. You want to practice, practice, practice until you get better. And yeah, so I guess that's my way of just saying that you can learn anything. And the most important thing about that is you got to take little steps to where you want to get to. I mean, a lot of us see other people like, oh wow, that so and so, can swim 50 laps and I can't. Well, you have to remember where that person started from. They started from where you started from, and the reason why they're at where they are is because they've taken the steps to get to where they are, consistently practicing little by little to get to the point where they can swim 50 laps. Um, so that's my little lesson for today. Um, Anyways, tomorrow is day 31, and we are heading up to Featherston to rumble in the Rappa, which is held by a kickboxing club up there. Just a bunch of fights. So fight night. Gonna watch some friends out there from MTI. Looking forward to it, and can't wait. Hope you had a great day and find inspiration in your day. And remember to keep on going. And if you fall down, get yourself back up and keep on going. See you tomorrow. Bye.